Okay, welcome everyone. Um, we just got back from leadership, so we're all super excited to share, and it's almost like we're having a hard time deciding what to share. So we'll just start with welcoming everyone to our weekly call. We're so glad that you made the time to make it with us and see our crazy faces again, because I know we were probably on Facebook a lot and Instagram. But we should start off with our oil protocol because we've been doing that regularly. So if you have an oil close by, grab it. And I'm going to grab mine. I did not remember. Hold on. I'm going to go with elevation tonight. I haven't used that for a little while, and I always need a little of that. So our protocol we do is we're going to go ahead and put some oil on our hand, rub it in. We're going to take 3 deep breaths, and then we'll say our affirmation. And put your hand over your heart. I am doing the best that I can. I'm doing the best that I can. I am doing the best that I can.
Thank you, Kate.
Yes, of course.
I really appreciate that. Okay, everybody, and I am doing the best that I can. I have not been home for 2 weeks, and it's been amazing and awesome, business and personal. And I just want to say that the personal is possible because of this business. And I don't want to get super emotional, but like, my family, my kids are so lucky, probably more like that's a whole nother story. But I'm just so grateful that I can afford my family these opportunities uh, just because of this business. It's really so incredible. And coming off of, I think, Tony Robbins and then doTERA leadership. So we're going to try to keep this pretty short and sweet. Tonight, but like Kate said, we have so much that to share, and what we're going to try to do is plan on a way to effectively sort of roll that out in the next coming weeks. Yay, Peggy made it on. Woohoo. Okay, yay. So just a couple of things that I'm going to touch on, and Kate and Kanani are going to share their big takeaways, and then I'll kind of wrap up the call, and we'll kind of open it to Q&A as well. Is Kate posted in our Facebook business group a few days ago about how much growth is still left. And I know that a lot of us, especially here, living on the island, a lot of us are connected in so many ways, through friends and family, that it can feel as if it's like we're tapped out, that there's no more people for us to share these oils with. And it couldn't be farther from the truth. Kate's graphic, I think, showed, I can't remember exactly, was it 3 or 4 out of 100? Two out of 100 people, was it, Kate? So we need to keep in mind this idea, and this is my biggest takeaway for sure that resonated with me, is this whole idea of abundance mindset. That when we live in an abundance mindset, there is more than enough. We don't have to worry about, poaching other people. Not that we do that on this team, but just when we move and act through abundance mindset, we're not limited to scarcity. Scarcity means that we act in fear. Scarcity means that we act in ways that maybe are less than noble. Somebody said something that I thought was so great. They said, pretend that Emily Wright is with you at all times. Whenever you're doing anything in your business, pretend that Emily is standing right there next to you. And I don't know if you guys saw, but I got to go to Diamond reception, and she spent literally 15 minutes with me, just holding my gaze and asking me about myself. And I got to share about myself, but all of you, my amazing team, our amazing team. And so this idea of abundance mindset means that we don't worry. We're not in competition with other people. We're not worried that there's not enough, or that we have to grab that person before somebody else enrolls them. I did a 1,500 power of 3 cross line talk one night with the Oahu teams, and everyone was so gracious and so overwhelmingly grateful. And to me, it's really not a big deal. I love sharing about that. I don't treat that as a big secret. It doesn't matter that those people don't affect me and my paycheck. It matters that I get to help them positively affect their families and their paychecks. And that's because I operate truly in this idea of abundance mindset. I don't try to hold any secrets or keep everything to myself. I think the more that we share, cross line, up line, down line, whatever, it just is so much more powerful. So I do, however, feel like it's time for our team to think about ways to expand outside of Hawaii. The Philippines is opening a market soon. They currently can get oils to the Philippines, but the Philippines will have its own market soon. And, if you guys have friends and family across the states and abroad, definitely start thinking about ways in which that you can share with them. I'm going to Japan in May. I would love to connect with people in Japan if you guys have any contacts for me to connect with. I mean, I get that it's not like a small country or anything, but if it's possible, I would love to try to make that happen. So there is so much more room for growth. And as long as we're always walking in that faith, in that abundance mindset, I think that we can't go wrong. So that was one of my big things that I wanted to share. And my other big thing was just that this idea of our why. And I don't know about you guys, but I took the train guide that Kanani had taken us through, Kate and Kanani had taken us through, and they finished up with you guys and with me to really make sure that I did that work that I had asked everybody to do. And that really spoke over and over again. That was really shared over and over again at leadership, is this idea of why. You need to know why you're here right now. You need to know right now why you're all here on this business call. When I say that I know why. I know why I want my business to be successful. I know why I'm showing up for myself, for my team, for my business. Because if you don't know your why, you will get burnt out. When you are so solid in that why, when you are so strong in conviction in that why, you will keep showing up. You will keep doing the work. You will get tired. I am exhausted, you guys. Exhausted doesn't even describe how I feel right now. But I am showing up in my bed with chocolate stains on my "I'm not getting ready today" t-shirt, which my husband laughed at today and said, "Oh, I finally read that. That's really funny." But your why, my why is my family, freedom, time, financial. But honestly, my why has become all of you. My why has become giving this gift of what I have, what my doTERA paycheck just paid for, a fully paid for vacation for my family, and painting my house while we were gone. That why has become my why for all of you, if that's what you're here for. But my why is to serve all of you and all of your whys. And that's a pretty fucking amazing why. But if you don't know your why and why you're showing up tonight and every day for this business, for yourself, whatever job it is, whatever you do for your family, whatever your husband, your spouse is, it's so important, you guys. And so please, please, please do that work. because it is the most important work you can do in this business, because your why will keep pushing you forward. I have it right here from Miss Rachel Hollis. She said, you have to get grounded in your why, because you only get burnt out when you don't know your why. And here's the honest to God truth. I may be burnt out because I just did like 12-hour crazy ass days at Disneyland and Legoland and whatever. But my why for this business, you guys, it's so deep. It's so rooted. It's so hardcore that I don't really feel burnt out from doTERA. And believe me, I've worked for the DOE for 15 years. You want to feel burnout? Go do that. Yeah. So you have to do the work. You have to show up for your life. You have to be willing to do the work. And this kind of work, we don't do enough on it on this team. And I'm tapping my head, one, to help myself keep myself awake and cognizant, which it's not going so well, but also the mindset work, the psychology work. It's so critical. Our limiting beliefs, the way that we self-sabotage, the way we tell ourselves and trick ourselves into thinking negative things. We can't do this. I mean, not enough. I don't have the time. Whatever it is, you guys, I'm going to drop some F-bombs, which I know could be a little like, but we mind fuck ourselves. You know, we get in our own heads and we tell ourselves all of these things, all these limiting beliefs, and you have to break through. And it's so much easier said than done. And believe me, I have them. I have them in other areas of my life, like when it comes to fitness and eating well. I have a lot of those kinds of limiting beliefs. All right, I could go on and on. I said I was just going to do a quick intro, and here I am. But please, if you do not know what your why is and why you're here right now, why you show up for your business, why you show up for anything in your life, you guys, that's when the burnout happens, okay? So that was my two biggest takeaways, this idea of abundance mindset and walking in this total faith and trust that there is more than enough to go around. You guys have been doing this for 5 years, longer than everybody on this call. And I'm very proud of the fact that somehow month after month, I managed to rustle up new business and new contacts and new enrollments and new connections. You know, I look at my friend Peggy over here, somebody I met through the power of social media. And I always caution about overusing social media and relying on it too much. But there are people out there that need hope and healing, and they're just waiting for us to ask if they're ready to show up for them, to help them find their whys. So, all right, I seriously need to stop talking. It's been like 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Kate, and then Kanani will share too, and then I'll kind of wrap up. And if you guys have any question and answer, but we just wanted to share our big takeaways. So, Kate, take it away from me before I keep going on.
Okay, you're too funny. Okay, so I brought up my graphic to remind me what the numbers were. So for brand recognition for doTERA, 8 in every 100 people have heard of doTERA in the United States, and 2 in every 100 have actually purchased doTERA products before. So they started off with that, and I thought that was, and I love numbers, so I was really excited because they kept saying over and over that these first 10 years are just the beginning. It's just the warm up, and that this growth is just about to explode. So I think Kanani might be talking about Primeridian later, but that's a huge part of this growth that's about to happen with their healthcare centers. So I'll let her talk about that. I won't get into that yet. I was trying to figure out what to share, and I wanted to also ground it in something that you could take away from this call. So one of the things that was really simple and short that I totally took away from one of my sessions was that intention and relationships are everything. And we can say that over and over again. But when you're speaking to someone about oils or teaching a class, you always just want to be yourself, because people hear that in you, in your voice, in how you communicate. And we always want to have the best intention of why we're sharing with them. So once you do get someone on your team, it's so important that that relationship and that intention continues. And I'm guilty of it. I'm not always the best at consistently following up with people after they enroll. So one of the tips that she gave was right after they enroll, send them a welcome email. Could be just some tips about what they purchased. Could be maybe you have something typed up that just has some support ideas, joining our Facebook group, maybe links to other people on Instagram that they should be following. So just kind of a short and sweet, welcome to the team. Here's some of the perks. Here's some ideas. And then within the week, of course, they're going to get their oils by then. Send them a text or give them a call and say, hey, let me know when your oils are coming in or if they came in already. And then set up we always used to call it a lifestyle overview or that live guide, but that's a little formal. So she recommended just saying, hey, can we set up a welcome call or a welcome, just a meetup so that it's a little bit more casual sounding, not like so business-like. And so after you set up that welcome call or meetup, you can go over the lifestyle overview. And then she also recommended at the very end, even if they're not interested in building, just show them how to enroll someone. Just say, hey, down the road, I'm not sure if you're not interested in the business, but if anyone ever is interested in signing up, then this is how you would enroll them. So they're walking away with information about their membership. They're walking away with how to use the oils that they have, maybe a list of things they're going to purchase on an LRP soon, and then they also know how to enroll someone. So she was actually one of my favorites, and it was funny because she was like 15 minutes, but it just, for me, I like action. And so for her talk, I just got so much from that because it was short and sweet. And then another thing she said with her texts and calls is just make it short. You don't have to send them like this lengthy thing, which I might be guilty of with people. So that was good for me to hear. Just keep it short and just be yourself. So those two are really kind of good tips for me to share with everyone. And I can go into another topic too, but I'm not sure about our time. What do you think, Liza?
What was the other one you were going to share about?
Another session that we went to, this Blue Diamond was sharing about motivation, and she had read this book called Drive by Daniel Pink, which I have also read, and I really love his stuff. So the big thing first was talking about extrinsic motivation versus intrinsic motivation. And as a leader, and I know a lot of you on this team have a team of builders under you, is really pushing towards the intrinsic motivation, which goes right back to what Liza was talking about, and having everyone being really clear about why they're doing this. Because you want them to be, again, coming from a place of intention and intention of what they're doing and why they're doing it. So that was something big about that. Another one was with that intrinsic motivation is purpose, which is the why, is mastery. So this was another big thing that I took away from, because we as builders and sharers, we have skills, and these skills, some of them we're good at and some of them we're not. And so it just talked about in life, if you're not good at something, then you have to practice, and you have to practice it and figure out how to get better at it, which is kind of like no duh, but to think of it as the sales part of it kind of opened my eyes a little bit, because I think I do some things really well, and I know some things I do need to practice. And I want to show my builders that if I'm not good at something, I'm going to seek ways to improve. And then I want them to see me doing that, because then that's something they're going to do. So I know I've already shared this with some of my builders, but this new sales guide came out, and it is really good. It talks just about the beginning, of course. It dives into your why, and then it goes into each step of pipes. And it gives you example scripts, kind of skills that you need, things that you can practice, things that you can say, And then it's funny, it has a little ranking system so you can see how you're improving on the skills over time. So for me, who I've never been in sales before, this was helpful because now I can see, okay, I'm really good at connecting with people or getting them to classes. But like right now I have like 4 people on the verge of ordering and I'm like, So for me, I want to improve my that enrolling piece and the supporting piece. So that one was a huge thing that I want to take away and model for all my builders as well. And then the other thing about that intrinsic motivation, the third component, was the autonomy. And so I am going to be working with my builders on getting some business like calls set up regularly and really helping them find their why, and then having them make some agreements on what they want to do and checking in with them on the follow-up. So helping them move forward on their goals rather than me putting, I guess, my expectations on them. So kind of big, heavy stuff for me because I'm totally moving into, I don't know, this whole experience shifted my brain. I know, Liza, I'll be a diamond. I'm going to be. Can
we all give Kate a round of applause for that and a little cheer? Because I'm going to tell you guys, for the last year or two, I've been like, Kate, what is your goal in this business? You're gonna be a diamond. And she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And this trip finally, she's like, I'm going to be a diamond. I'm like, yeah, duh. You're gonna be a diamond.
It's scary. I always thought, oh yeah, but I'm doing it. I don't know why I wouldn't. If I keep doing what I'm doing and be consistent, then it's going to happen. So I'm excited about that.
I'm super proud of you and glad that I was there with you when you sort of had this epiphany. And I want to make a connection to your action item. You're talking about, practicing scripts, practicing things that you can say, but I think we also have to practice the things we tell ourselves. I truly am starting to realize more and more that our mindsets and our negative self-talk and our self-sabotaging ideas are such a root of our problems. I mean, I see it in my children. I see it in kids at school. It starts at such a young age. And, one thing I would encourage everyone is I do have a set of affirmations. They kind of came off of the 7 habits, and I say them every day with my kids, and they kind of add to them. But, mine just starts with I am enough. I am worthy. I am, and then my kids say things like I'm responsible, I'm proactive, and all this kind of stuff. But I encourage you to find 1 or 2 things, 1 or 2 affirmations. You can Google it if you want. You can come up with whatever. I am doing the best I can is one of them, right? Another one I love is just I am surrounded by abundance, or abundance surrounds me. But every time you start to have negative self-talk or negative doubt, that's an action item to just counteract it immediately with a positive thought or a positive affirmation to try to stop that negative self-talk from getting in the way. So thanks, Kate, for sharing. That was so much good stuff.
No, it's a lot. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It was great. All right, Kanan, your turn.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. I was gonna jump into Prime Meridian actually, but I think it's gonna take up all my time. So I'm actually gonna talk about a couple of the sessions I attended, because we did a lot of different sessions. Sometimes we were together, but we tried to do different sessions. And the breakout session, the first one I went to was by David Swing, I forget. He's from China, but he's a double presidential diamond, and he was really good. He was a founder in China, and he spoke fairly clearly. But the biggest thing that stood out with him was 2 C's, and it's commitment and consistency. And he said it again and again and again throughout his whole 15-20 minutes of talking. And he said, that is just exactly what you need when you start building. And that's what he told himself when he started building in China. I'm going to be committed 1,000%, and I'm going to be consistent 1,000%. And let's see where it takes me. And that's what he did. And he made sure he learned a product every day, at least one product every single day, till he knew every product, which is so remarkable. He made sure to use his oils, and when he met with people, he about the business standpoint, he made sure that they were using their oils and their supplements, because he made it clear you can't share what you love and how you feel unless you're using it. You have to use it. You have to do it in order to love it. So, and he shared with everybody. He said, I shared with everyone. I was at the park and I would share. I was at a restaurant and I would share. I would go on a cruise and I would share.
Can I just say, I'm so sorry, Kanan. I want to just say he had, I think, a presidential diamond at the convention. So like he was on stage celebrating his double presidential diamond. Like, I don't even know that you guys understand like how freaking insane that is. But he had a new presidential diamond, a new double diamond, a new blue diamond. Like he had like 3 or 4 of his team on that stage too. And it wasn't just diamond. Like at this point now, diamond's like, you know, it's like these guys are, it's crazy. Sorry, Kanan, but
no, thanks for making that clear, because I had to like go look up what a double presidential diamond was. Like I was like, what are you? But this is how he said he got started. And he's just like, bottom line, you gotta love your oils and you gotta be committed and you gotta be consistent. So that really stood out to me. Like I literally was like starring my page, highlighting. And he said, he goes, I made it a point to work so hard at my business so my team would mimic what I do. He's like, I don't even care how high I am, how fast I was growing. There was never a day that I just sat back and said, I'm just going to let them do their thing. He said, I worked hard so I could be the example. And I was like, hallelujah. Like if it was church, I probably would have gave him an amen, because I was like, that is so true. Like that's what Liza does for us. You know, I mean, like who in the world has 13, 14, 15 enrollments a month? And really, I mean, it's not all about enrollments, obviously. I mean, yes, we do want to grow our business, but nurturing who you have, business calls, wanting our team to grow, not just one person to grow, but our team to grow. So that was a really like, whoa. Another thing, and this was a different speaker now, this was Danielle Daniel that talked about strengths. And we all should take the strengths test if you haven't done it, because that is going to really give you a clue. Sorry, I hope my computer doesn't die. But that's really going to give you a clue. It's like what your strengths are and how to channel your energy and your time, and how you teach and communicate with people. And one of the things that she said that was pretty awesome is knowing how you create success best will set you free from comparisons and create massive growth. And that's things that Kate and Liza already touched on, is we tend to compare, but knowing how you create success best will set you free from comparisons and create massive growth. Because until you put that aside, or even not, like, don't even look at it, that's when you will grow as a person, as a leader, will help your team to grow. That was another. So if you haven't taken the strengths test, definitely do that. Kate told me there's a book also, but I know that you can take it online and there's a small fee. I'm going to move into the second session, which was one of my favorites, and that was the science part. I'm kind of a science nerd, and so I really like the science behind the products, and not that they covered all the products, but a few that really Boyd Truman felt was really important to share. And he talked about eczema. Eczema was the first thing he talked about because babies, adults, there's a lot of people. He gave a percentage, and I didn't write it down, of like how many people suffer from eczema. And he said that eczema equals Terrazyme. That's it, just it. He's like, write it down. The deterioration of a nerve function is eczema. When we're trying to get rid of eczema, which starts in the gut, Terrazyme is your answer. And he said, why? It's because the enzymes find all the junk in our gut and break things down. They get rid of things that our body doesn't need. So the question came up, how do we get babies to get Terrazyme? And he said, nursing moms should take Terrazyme because it comes out in their milk and it helps the baby. And he said he actually have dealt with a lady. He was talking to her father-in-law, and this lady suffered from eczema. And he said, here's a bottle, just do it. Do it for 30 days. And she's like, nothing's going to help. I've seen every specialist, every doctor. I've dealt with this for 25 years of my life. And he said, please, it's a free bottle. She took it, and it was almost completely gone in 30 days. So he said he has Terrazyme all over his house, all over. So that was one thing I really wanted to say, because I feel like we get that question a lot. So it helps to regulate the body. Best educator is the experience, he said. So definitely you should be on Terrazyme. You should be on all of the supplements and oils in order to share with others. They talked about citrus oils, and I will just go a little bit into this, but the limonene in the citrus oils and how it gets rid of the bad cholesterol in your body. It brings the body into a less acidic state. We don't want the body to be in an acidic state because of the cancer cells that grow, and they love things that are in an acidic state. So it helps with detoxing the body, and everything gets processed in the liver. So citrus oils will help get rid of all that junk processed in the liver and excreted through the kidneys. So that was what I stood out on those oils. And of course, there's more. But and then he talked about Xenocrin, the detox blend, the monoterpenes. That's the big science ingredient in Xenocrin. And there's, a bunch of oils: rosemary, geranium, juniper berry, tangerine, cilantro. Geranium is what I circled because that's your liver detoxification. So babies, we had the question today in our group, babies with jaundice, geranium, because it supports the liver. So anything with liver, geranium. He pointed out cilantro because it's not a common oil that we use a lot. And it's a binding agent to get rid of heavy metals. And that's why you would want to use cilantro. He pointed that out. I think that's kind of like the main things I wanted to share. I don't want to go into more just because I know that we're kind of pressed for time. I'm going to let you go, Eliza.
Thanks, Kanan. That was so awesome. Boyd Truman's whole team, they'll never be caught dead without Terrazyme. I can't remember where I was, but it was at Tony Robbins, and Tony Robbins was nuts. That was a whole other. If you guys don't know who Tony Robbins is, he's this huge personal growth guru guy. And the days with him in his conference were like the first night that we had the conference, I think we didn't get out of there till 1 a.m. after we did our fire walk. It was nuts. So anyway, I ate something. My stomach was not good at all. Man, I took 2 Terrazymes and peppermint, and I was a champion. And I don't normally carry Terrazyme with me, but somebody was telling me how Boyd Truman's entire team is like, they'll never be caught dead anywhere without Terrazyme. So there is so much goodness, you guys, that like what we've shared are just like tiny nuggets of what we took away. So what I really want to wrap up with tonight is just the importance of these types of events. And for leadership, you have to be a silver and above to attend. So that's something definitely to, work towards, besides having an account manager, getting to go to leadership, because it's freaking awesome. Like, you get access to all of the owners, but all of these people who have paved the way for us to do the work that with the oils that we do, to be of service to others. And it's just incredible. I mean, I think a ticket's like $80. And FYI, if it's your first time, your enroller will pay for you to go. And if they won't, I will, because that's how important I think it is for you to experience it. Because once you go one time, you'll realize how much you need to make it a priority, just like convention. And so I want to talk about events, because events are really sort of putting what is the saying, putting something where your mouth is, putting your money. Is it your money? Okay, good. Putting your money where you guys, I'm struggling right now. Putting your money where your mouth is, because so in education, ongoing professional development is just, and actually I would say, I'm looking at a lot of you on this call, whatever it is that you do, whether you work with animals or, you're a dental hygienist or whatever, you need to continue to learn and grow in your craft, because nothing stays the same. Technology doesn't stay the same. The world doesn't stay the same. Nothing stays the same, right? We wouldn't want it to. And so these events, this professional development, this opportunity for knowledge in product, in business, and self-development and growth is so crucial to being successful in life. Okay, personal development is important in life, not just in doTERA business, in life. And we have a lot of great events coming up from doTERA. And I really feel like if you're seriously building this business, you have to make a concerted effort to get to these events, because they're life-changing. And it sounds so cliche, and I don't want to go on about Tony Robbins, because it was kind of freaky to me. It's until he came to convention this last year for the first time, doTERA convention. And I know she had somewhat of a little, like, it can be a little like everybody's just so like, rah, Tony Robbins is over the top, legit. No, this is terrible. Okay, so anyway, events are very important because for your own growth for yourself and for your business. So we have 2 events coming up that I want to talk about. The one is the Healthy Habits Tour. So on Maui, May 9th, 2 events at the Wailea Marriott Beach. I posted the link in the group. The first is a business event from 2 to 5 p.m. where they're going to talk more about strengths and probably more about that. What is the guide called, Kate? I'm totally struggling. Sales guide, and the new sales guide. And we're definitely going to do calls on the sales guide. It'll probably take us a couple weeks to get through it. Order one in your back office. I'll be ordering a bunch on my next April order. April 1st, the Mother's Day Brevi and Bloom, Citrus Bloom comes out. You guys, it smells amazing. Don't forget, get on and order, because it's totally going to sell out. Like, I'm going to tell you that right now. So May 9th, Healthy Habits, 2 to 5 p.m. is the business. I really, really hope that you guys can come for the business part. It's $10. $10. Okay. Then from 7 to 9, which is a little on the later side, I know, especially those of us that have kids, but doTERA is doing a free Healthy Habits tour, and the focus really is gonna be about copaiba and the difference between copaiba and CBD oil. But that'll be really interesting. But you guys, this is like a free event for you to get people to. They're doing an awesome special on the Daily Habits kit where people enroll with that and they get like 20% off. You guys can go too and buy that kit on your account and get it for that super sale price. Plus, if you buy it at the event, they're going to give you a free copaiba. And if you're a new enrollee, they'll give you a free balance. And so the crappy thing about that one is that you have to pay a $35 membership fee for that Healthy Habits kit. It's not a doTERA enrollment kit. But if you bring people, brand new people, and they enroll that night, I will pay their $35 membership fee. Okay, I don't care where you are in my organization. If you bring people to that event and they enroll that night, I will pay their $35 membership fee. That's an incredible, incredible deal. All right. Okay, so please make that a priority to attend those two events, practically free, the $10 biz training one from 2 to 5. If you are seriously building this business, these are your opportunities right here on Maui to learn and grow. And I know those of you guys that are teachers, it's super hard 2 to 5, like hello, school gets out at 2 o'clock. But, you know, consider taking a personal day or doing whatever you have to do, a half day, you know, to get there. Plan on bringing people. Our team really turned out for the last event that we had on Maui. So please, let's do the same thing again, but let's try to get new people. And I think I have to talk. I'm pretty sure I have to talk.
Liza, Marissa wants to know if you have to be a wellness advocate to attend the biz portion.
That's a good question. You know, I doubt it. I think doTERA would be like, come on down. They have to go online and register though. And I think there's a part that says put your wellness advocate number, and you don't have it, you put zeros. Ma, I already registered you for that. So you're welcome. Not the business part. I think the healthy habits part, Ma. Anyway, we'll talk later. I see you talking to me. I can't hear anything you're saying. I love you. Okay. So the next, I'm so sorry, you guys. You guys know me, that you can tell my state is slightly impaired. Okay, so next big event, convention. I cannot convince you to come to convention just by being on here, but I can tell you that if you go, you won't regret it. And you will grow so much in your knowledge and understanding, and your why will probably get deeper as you connect to these people. And what could, like, doTERA is such an amazing company, and Kate talked about it. This is just the beginning. I walked on that stage. Oh my God, I'm going to cry. Probably because I'm kind of delirious too. But I walked on that stage and it was crazy, you guys. Diamond was something that when I started wasn't even like, it just was kind of like out there. Like, okay, yeah, when I hit it. I was almost like Kate for the first few years. And I'm getting to walk across this stage, and I'm with David Sterling in the back and all these people. And I'm holding my little diamond pom-pom, and I'm thinking to myself, everything is starting right now. Like, it wasn't like I got to a destination or I achieved a goal. I stood there and I thought, holy shit, it's all starting right now. It's only the beginning. So if you've had a bad month, if you've had a bad 3 months, if you've had a bad year, if you haven't gone where you've wanted to in this business, it's starting right now. Every day is a new fresh start. I'm more excited now than I was 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, or even 2 weeks ago. Okay, fine, maybe like a month ago, to share doTERA, because all of a sudden I realized that it's really just beginning. And it was profound and crazy, and it was awesome. It was so awesome. And I want that for all of you. I want the paycheck for all of you. I want the freedom for all of you, the time, the financial, just the freedom. And yeah, okay, shit. Convention. Please consider going. Tickets go on sale April 1st. If you don't have a ticket, they will sell out. Now, there is a good chance that you can buy one later, but why wait? Make the commitment to yourself and to this business. I promise you, you can get to convention after you share a room and we have free hot breakfast, and you budget for a convention kit, or you don't get a convention kit, you can get there for like $1,000. Promise. We find tickets for $500 each way. If it's your first time going to convention, talk to your enroller about helping to pay for your convention ticket. We want everybody to get there. We really do, because it's amazing, and it really will just take you and your business and your belief in the opportunity, the business, the people, to a whole new level. So I'm getting really redundant, and the delirium is just really bad. And I'm sorry.
Real quick, I wanted to add,
Oh, yeah.
you said it, Liz, but April 1st, the tickets go on sale 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
So
hotel
that's
rooms.
now 6 a.m. our time. There's a 4-hour time difference. Daylight savings is POW. So 6 a.m. our time. Yeah. What's the date again for convention? Good question, Nick. September 9th is a Monday. I think it starts on Wednesday, September 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th.
Mm-hmm.
No, why are you shaking your head, Diana? Hold on. What's that, Diana?
Because registration starts Monday night.
Yeah, registration starts, but the actual conference does not start until Wednesday.
There's nothing on Tuesday. There's the
No.
gala and stuff.
Yeah, but there's no actual
Learning.
Yeah. So I would love for you guys to come to, Gala where I'll be walking Diamond, but really it's not that huge of a deal. I would suggest I'm going to leave Sunday night and get in Monday. But for those of you, if you're trying to save a work day or two, consider leaving Monday and getting there Tuesday. You do not want to arrive Wednesday for sure, because you don't want to arrive the day it starts. But yeah, so it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday there is a share success training, which I plan on staying for as well. And basically it's going through a lot of the guides that we've already used, but continuing to up level ourselves in using those. So yeah, good question.
And hotel rooms. They're limiting us to one room.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I could book a room today as a diamond, and I could only book one room. So
But we could do more.
I think maybe you guys can go back and look at the slides. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. My mom is saying no, but I don't know how you would know that, Mom.
I read.
Oh, okay. She read.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, all right. I was gonna do question and answer, and I was like, oh, we're gonna do half an hour tonight, and it's 9:20. I love you guys so much. Can we take a quick picture, please? And I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. Can everybody smile? Where's my face? Okay. If you need help in this business, we are here to help you. And my why has become so much more profound than for myself and my family. Like, my why is all of these sea of faces and all of the other people that aren't on this call tonight, and all of the other people that need hope and healing through these oils. And so, reach out and ask for help if you need it. Communicate to people what's going on, even if that means like, listen, I'm taking the month off. My trainer just did that to me. Got off the plane today. She's like, sorry, taking the month of April off. I can refund your payments, or we can use them next time. And she's just taking the time for herself, but at least, well, she had to communicate with me. I paid her, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, just communicate, be open. But I don't know. Thank you guys for showing up for yourselves, for your business, for your totally delusional leader. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And we'll see you next week.